This video is sponsored by Vernal. I haven't done a desk setup accessories in a bit, but we are going through a few changes. Like for example, I am bringing a brand new desk into the other office because I wanted to try something very different, and I'm bringing what I currently have in that other office here because the desk we have right here is sort of broken. So we're gonna do a whole new thing for Jan because he kind of needs it. The really cool thing about what's happening in my life right now is that, well, I'm gonna have a lot of space to make more desk setup videos because I know you guys want us to make those videos. And I have a lot of really cool tech that I've been meaning to try on desk setups. We just haven't had the space for it. If you guys want us to try anything in particular, please leave it down below, and I will buy that and we will feature them in future videos. But for now, let me show you guys some really cool things you can add to your desk setup. So I've been trying to keep this year as minimal as possible. I just wanted to have the least amount of stuff on the desk itself. I just want people to come here, plug their laptops and enjoy their work while they're at it without too many distractions, you know? Which is why I think it all starts with one of the main pieces that kind of ties this whole setup together, my Vernal executive standing desk. I've had a lot of standing desks before, but most of them are just a metal frame with a tabletop thrown on top, which is fine, that totally works, but this one, it actually looks like a real piece of furniture with a privacy panel. It also has finished front legs, and it even comes in finishes like this walnut, which just blends into the space without screaming workstation. And if you tend to work long hours like I do sometimes, the point of having a standing desk is that it really helps with back and waist pain. With this, build-wise, I was honestly surprised with how solid it feels. So even with my monitor, the speakers, and other gear I have on the setup, there's like zero wobble. The motors can also handle up to 350 pounds, and they lift smooth, quiet and fast. I've also got these 3 height presets with a high-low limit setting, a child lock, and what I think all standing desks should have, an anti-collision protection. Just in case that if ever there's something under it, the motor stop before it crushes it. I might just save you some knees actually. It's also height friendly and works for anyone from 5'3" to 6'9". You can also pair this with their Vernal side cabinet, their monitor arm and CPU holder, all working together to keep things clean and organized. The privacy panel is also huge for hiding cables and making the setup look clean. Even if you were to place this in the middle of a room, for example, then cable management is pretty easy to work with. Although I did add my own power bar underneath to keep everything like the monitor, speakers, and accessories plugged in without a mess. I just kind of wanted to show you guys the cable management in here because honestly with like 50 bucks from Amazon you can make a lot of this stuff happen. Like you don't need to blow the budget on cable management tools to make things clean. But check this out, okay? This is what Jan did. So to keep things clean, we've got like cable sleeves, right? Routing cables, power bar, I don't know if you guys can see that, but we just drilled that to the table. Some cable ties and cable wraps to, you know, just have the cables go together. Even here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but we used a cable tie just to make sure that these cables sort of stay together at the end, like at the tip of the sleeve. Then we have these cable hooks right here. You can unclip them, pass the cables through, and then clip them again. So these are pretty useful. And then to finalize everything, an anchor hub. This is like, I don't know, like 15 bucks I think. I don't remember how much I paid, but this is really good. We pretty much 3M'd this to the table, and I have a bunch of USB ports that connect to my monitor right here available to me. Like honestly guys, it's not rocket science. You can make things look pretty freaking clean with a little budget. Obviously a desk with proper cable management at first helps, but yeah. I also added their integrated drawer keyboard tray, which doubles as storage or as a spot for maybe a keyboard and a mouse. Plus the V-Series desk shelf when I want to switch up the look, but I didn't really use it because I was really going for that minimal look. All the details for everything, by the way, I'm showing today will be in the description. I know that if you use my link in the description with code YTAV for Vernal, you can get up to 6% off. Also, if you do get one, Vernal backs this desk with a 15-year warranty plus free shipping and a 30-day return policy, which you really don't see every day. So yeah, For me, it's not just about a standing desk, it's about having something that looks good, feels solid, helps me work more comfortably, and fits right into the space. On top of this lives one of the monitors that really allows me to keep all of it clean. In fact, because of it, I can connect my audio setup, my PC, a MacBook with a keyboard and mouse without having a dock or needing to do any weird tricks. I mean, the KVM feature on this Dell Ultra Sharp U3225QE is just on point. I read a lot about it before getting it, and it's been praised as one of the best productivity monitors you can buy, more specifically because of the 4K panel that really delivers incredibly sharp and crisp detail. It also delivers 120Hz and support for variable refresh rate, but the cool thing is that it can do it via HDMI since it's got that 2.1 port. And I know this isn't a gaming monitor, I know that, but 120Hz in 2025 is honestly starting to slowly become less of a luxury and more of an expectation. Like most phones nowadays have 120Hz displays, so your eyes are probably used to that, and in all fairness, it becomes really nice to work with. This monitor also technically has a Thunderbolt 4 docking station with 140 watts power delivery, which is what allows for KVM with the MacBook, and then to achieve that with a PC, you've got this USB-C upstream port that acts as the data connection between your PC and the monitor's built-in USB hub. The whole monitor allows you to exactly set it all up the way you want it. In fact, I have my entire audio setup running through the built-in hub, and with the KVM, the PC just automatically switches its audio source depending on which machine I'm using. I just think it really cleans clutter, but I did install an Anchor hub to expand the downstream ports. This is honestly just in case one day I need more ports, although it's got plenty of ports, like even in the front. Color spaces are really solid. You can change your response times between 8 milliseconds and 5 milliseconds. It's got a smart HDR feature, which is okay because this does use a conventional LED backlight, but Dell did promote this as the world's first enhanced IPS black monitor with a 3000:1 ratio. I find that dark backgrounds look more natural, closer to OLED instead of the washed out gray IPS is known for. I find IPS glow is definitely not as prominent. The panel does diffuse glare well. For work, text fringing is not a problem for me, but I'll put some shots on the screen so you can decide if it's an issue for you. The one thing I do want to mention is that for gaming, you'll have to get used to the ghosting. It's really bad, especially with the response time set to fast. Otherwise, it's totally okay-ish to treat this as a hybrid unit. If you want a full review of this thing, honestly, just let me know down below. With this, I wanted to show you all my latest mini creation. This here is probably more powerful than my custom PC in the office, or at least it used to be. So, well, I really wanted to showcase this PC on this desk setup, but you see, I used to have a 5090 in there, a 5090 I borrowed from another creator, and well, he needed it back. So, as you can see, there is no graphics card in there, which sucks. But I am currently using the G22, which is a small PC we've had for a while now. It was a sponsorship I think we did like 2 years ago, and it's going strong. Like, the whole point I wanted to make on this setup is that, well, you can rock a mini custom PC with a MacBook, connect everything to the monitor, and have all your peripherals sort of work together super seamlessly with KVM. But yeah, I kind of had to cheat. To be completely honest with you guys, well, I will be finishing up that build again. I just need to find a Founders Edition 5080 or 5090 somewhere, because I do want to have it in here, or maybe even bring it to my new house once I bring the simulator from Matt's garage and have it there. I think that might be a better idea. With this PC, I got a couple of more low-free keyboards I wanted to try out. In fact, I like the one I bought a few months ago so much that it even pushed me to give these a try. The Flow 2 and the Flow Lite is what they call it. Both are built for an amazing typing experience, but they take very different approaches to achieve that. One focuses on premium build quality while the other prioritizes lightweight and portability. Like the Flow 2, this is low freeze premium full height mechanical keyboard. What they've done here is that They carved this entirely from a single block of aluminum, CNC milled for rigidity, with a fine textured anodized finish that feels as good as it looks. Keycaps on this one, high purity PBT double shot for that denser, more like satisfying press, right? And they've got this reshaped surface for fingerprint comfort, which is cool. It's definitely noticeable. I realized that you can actually choose between surfer linear, void silent linear, or pulse tactile switches. I got the pulse tactile ones, but regardless, they are all tuned to 40 grams for balance and responsiveness. You also get per key backlighting with a new diffuser, plus touch sensitive volume and brightness control, VIA software for deep customization, and a triple mode connection, something I wanted to easily alternate between the PC and the Mac. Then there is the Flow Light, which is more or less all about portability and accessibility. I feel like it would be great as a student keyboard, you know, like for back to school, pretty much. It's a low profile mechanical keyboard, thinner, lighter, and easier to pack, built with an ABS body and PBT plus PC keycaps. Inside are low freeze custom Spectre low profile switches with the same 40 gram actuation. It's gasket mounted, has surprisingly like this refined feel with a handy volume knob, triple mode connection again, 1000 hertz polling rate, and up to 100 hours of battery life without lighting. Like I said, this is actually perfect for traveling, so if you're looking for a keyboard that's solid and easy to travel with, this could be the one. Next to the Flow 2, okay, I have this low-free PBT mouse I bought. It's got keycaps for buttons, which is one of the main reasons I got it. That and the retro vibe, I mean, it looks amazing. And the build quality with that little OLED display it has is just like really solid. Now, who's this mouse for, really? This is a little mouse. In fact, compared to some of my other mices, this is quite small, but it is heavy because it does weigh 106 grams, so it's not meant for gaming. I mean, like, the sensor in this mouse supports up to 5000 dpi and a polling rate of 500 hertz, so it's jittery and it's imprecise when aiming. I mean, 500 means that the mouse communicates 500 times a second with a PC, and then you realize that a regular gaming mouse is at least about 1000, so yeah, it's not for gaming. That communication happens via USB-C wire, Bluetooth, or its 2.4 gigahertz dongle, a dongle that magnetically stores in the mouse, which I like. The mouse has a total of 6 buttons, and no, they don't actually have physical keyboard switches, they are actually mouse buttons. I do wish it had the software application their high-pace mouse has for remapping, just so we could like maybe make it better for productivity, but to be completely fair, I got it for its looks. That's why I got it. As a mouse, it works completely fine for regular usage, plus a single charge can easily last you more than 60 hours. If you need to charge it, well, Vernal have like this pop-up outlet I forgot to get. I find these sort of outlets super useful to charge something like a mouse or your phone. So part of this setup is my TORRAS Flexline 67 watt retractable charger here, mainly because with my Z Fold 7, I'm always working, streaming, and creating all the time, which means I go through battery quite a bit faster than most. But I recently found this brick with a built-in retractable cable and foldable plug. It just minimizes the need of carrying cables around, which I find awesome. Plus, it's a 67 watt brick with dual ports that can power my Fold and maybe a tablet altogether. I mostly use it with my Meta glasses, but it's even capable of powering a laptop when needed. I just really like how compact the design is because I can put it in my bag, carry it around with me, and when I need it on a desk like this, I can just take it out and use it. It's just like really portable, and it lives in my drawer. Aside from charging my glasses when I need it, I can charge my water bottle. I've realized on Instagram within a lot of desk setup content that a lot of people have water bottles laying around their desks. So I decided to showcase this within this video. This is a sponsorship I did like a few videos ago. They're not sponsoring this video, but I genuinely use this bottle all the freaking time. And actually, I just ordered even more advanced filters because this does come with like a stock filter, which is okay, but the advanced filter is really what filters everything. This thing looks like it did go through hell. It's all scratched up and everything, but let me show you.
Okay, so the LARQ bottle, I have the 500 milliliter. I use it for everything, including bringing it to soccer with me. I've also abused it quite a bit, so it's all scratched up. In fact, I have a friend in our building that actually bought one because he is a contractor, and his bottle is also all messed up, but it works so well because I like it so much that I switched bags recently to be able to fit this. I went with a bigger bag from Grams 28, although sometimes I'm a bit scared it'll leak, and it's not because it's not properly sealed, but I've realized that if the cover catches on something while I'm taking it out, it can pop open and water just gushes everywhere. So be careful, but other than that, because I have these advanced filters, I never run out of water as long as I can find a tap. The bottle uses two different technologies working together to make your water just as clean as possible, where the cap and the filter each do like different jobs. The Nano Zero filter removes contaminants and attracts and traps heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium, whatever it's called. And the cap emits this UVC light that neutralizes bacteria and viruses by breaking down their DNA, sanitizing both the water and the inner surface of the bottle. The water tastes nice, honestly, especially after using like the full 3-minute cycle that gets activated by double pressing the button. It really like purifies it, and the cool part is that battery lasts for like 3 weeks really. I charge it like every 3 weeks or so, it's not a problem. It's also got an app, but honestly, I really don't use it that much. With the rest of my setup, you will find my audio setup.
I just want to mention that sometimes there's a tiny little delay with the audio interface when you go from like the MacBook to the PC. Let me show you quickly, because I do want to show you guys that it's not perfect. You guys see how right now we're on the PC and the Evo 4 is currently being used by it? Now that we're on the MacBook, look how long it takes for the Evo 4 to be read. It's loading, bam. Right there. So there's just that tiny little delay with KBM. So if you're ever wondering why the hell your music is not playing right off the bat, well, it's just because it's reading that new audio source.
Look, this is an extremely simple setup that can be used with both my PC and my MacBook, as you saw. The one thing I do love here is my Audient Evo 4. I've had it for like a few years now. I love my Scarlett Solo on my desk, but recently I've been finding the drivers can sort of be crappy. My Scarlett introduces static into my speakers and it makes everything sound horrible after a certain while, so I have to like reinstall these old drivers. I always have to like disconnect the interface and reconnect it for it to work fine. It's quite annoying. With this, I haven't experienced any of that. It delivers high quality audio with user-friendly features. At its core, the Evo 4 is a compact USB audio interface with 2 inputs and 2 outputs. I got it because it really gives you that professional level sound without the headache of a complex setup. But I also got it because of its loopback function. This lets you combine your mic audio with whatever's happening on your computer, like game sound, Discord chat, or background music. Plus, if you want to pair something like the Shure SM7B, it's got clean preamps with up to 58 decibels of gain. It's also got a smart gain function that allows you to set your input levels automatically, so you don't have to worry about distortion or constantly adjusting knobs. And the whole thing connects via USB-C, so no need for an extra power supply, making it a headache to cable manage. I think this is perfect for gaming, streaming, or hopping into a meeting. It just works really well. This also feeds my Audio Engine A2 Plus's speakers, which are the most overused speakers ever. I feel like every setup has them, but honestly, they are just so clean and they deliver a sound that feels way bigger than their size. I know they use custom-built Aramid fiber woofers and silk dome tweeters powered by a built-in amplifier. What that means is that, well, you'll get like clean highs, detailed mids, and surprisingly deep bass for speakers like this small. Plus, they are designed for near-field listening, and they are incredibly easy to even use as a standalone unit. You've got analog inputs, USB for direct connection to your computer, and even Bluetooth, so you can wirelessly stream from your phone without losing quality, for example. You also don't need an external amp because they are powered But I do find that with the Evo 4 they create a nice setup for gaming, because they just bring out all the atmosphere and detail in sound design, and for productivity because I find they just make music and calls sound crisp and natural. So for the most part, I guess that's the tech side of this desk, and this is maybe how you can implement an all-in-one solution, I guess. I did add some IKEA accessories to this. For example, this lamp here is something you can get. I've seen it trending a lot on Instagram. It's called the Tarrahan, I think Tarrahan, and you've got to pair it with their Lunam bulb. Oh my god, like Swedish names for IKEA, honestly, I'm so sorry. They're hard to pronounce, but I think that for the price, it's a really nice little piece to have on a setup like this. With something so minimal like this desk, you'll most likely also have to add some more space somewhere, which is why I added this high cabinet from IKEA. I think maybe adding a plant to the left of your setup can balance it all out. I mainly use it to store small car parts, miscellaneous items from the desk, from the room, and just stuff in general, but you can use it for a lot more. Think of it as the bottom of your bed when you were a kid, I guess. I decorated it with small accessories from a local store, and I also made sure it would go super well with these frames I got from IKEA. I've been buying these a lot, and just recently they updated them. The problem with the older models is that the frames were not sturdy enough, so with time, depending on how you would hang them, the frame would sort of bend. It seems like enough people were doing the same, and so they realized it. Because they sort of fixed it. I added some prints from Unsplash, I printed them at Staples, and now I use these on the wall here. My sister had the idea of even adding these wireless picture lights I bought from Amazon. They got this little antique look, so it's really cool. I find they tie everything together like very well. I will say, I love the fact they charge via USB-C because I can use my charger to charge these, but the minute you forget to turn them off with the remote, they really don't last long. So if you get these, remember to turn them off when you're out of the room. All of this together, I think, makes some of the coolest desk setup accessories you can get to make your desk even cleaner. With this, don't forget to check out Vernal down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week.